It's so weird that we didn't know each other and we're going to be experiencing something in these next 6 weeks. Like, yeah, it's going to be life-changing.
I knew that I wasn't ready for university. I never sat down and thought, what do I really want to do?
I don't want to become one of those people that just complains about their life but doesn't do anything about it.
Road trip is like, I see it as the biggest opportunity to really find out what I'm made of. I need to discover myself, like I just need to.
I am actually embarking on a 5-week road trip
To interview a whole range of interesting and amazing
People and sort of see if they'd be interested in sharing their story about how they got to where they are now. Oh my God, he's got a cowboy hat. That's so cool. And I was just wondering if that would be something you were interested in. I booked an interview.
So you guys really drive around the country in this thing? Yeah. Wow. That's got to build some character, huh?
Where did you find yourself at our age?
Like what were the roadblocks?
Tell me more about that transition.
Well, that's a pretty deep question.
Sorry.
No, it's a good question.
Nice to meet you.
Welcome to Santa Fe.
Thank you.
Hi.
It's normal to care what people think, to be able to explain to them why you're making certain decisions, even to be able to say, I don't know what I want to do, and the next time I make a decision, I want to make a good decision. So I'm going to let myself live in that in-between time for a little while. And too often we don't look at that as an entity in and of itself. That is a moment in your life, but those are also the really difficult times, because that's when you question yourself, that's when you're not sure about what's next.
I really want a script. I want something that's going to be like, if you do this and this, you know, you're going to know what the next line is.
The risk-taking is the hardest thing. How far do you put yourself out on that limb? There's no time frame around this stuff. I've had an extraordinary ride, and it all happened later in my life, and I was like you, I was scared to death. It's not a horse race. This is a marathon. It's the journey that's really going to count.
1, 2, 3. Do the ones on the way count?
Yeah.
So we drove through Pennsylvania, so that's 13. It was on 13. I lost count.
Start again, Mariana. You believe that everyone has a special purpose in life. So do you think now you've found it, or do you think it's one of those, it's like a moving target?
It's definitely a moving target.
You gotta get up every morning and love to do what you do. You gotta love it.
These kinds of things are not easy. It's much easier just to take that corporate job.
Nobody gets through without conflict. If there were no stress or difficult situations, you'd be half a person.
And that's the time of life that you're in, is there's tension everywhere pulling you.
If your brain and your heart are telling you to do something different, that's the advice you should follow, the advice that comes from within.
You're constantly just being put through a blender and being all mashed up. And that's why I think you get more insight into who you are.
I feel like I've sucked in a whole lot of wisdom and I've aged about 10 years.
I don't want to go home. And that's sort of a scary thing to admit.
When I go home, I'm gonna need like a coming out party. Like, this is the real me, guys. This is what I've discovered.